I was in the third grade. The first time I looked into your eyes, I fell in love with the way your glasses were bigger than your face. Your brown baby fat jacket matched my tan Air Maxes, and I'd sit in the back of math class and I wouldn't take my eyes off you and your bright pink Barbie backpack. You were in fourth grade, and you were tall for your age, but I never backed down from a challenge and was always into older women anyways. Word. I studied you more than I studied my times tables. You were too focused on finding friends to find time for a fling, but you were the only thing. You were too focused on finding friends to find time for a fling, but you were the only thing that I could think about. The way your beady beads, binding your braids, bouncing your back when we played kickball made my heart jump. Your brown skin reminded me of Kit Kats. You made every day feel like a kickback made for Rugrats. I wanted you to be the Trixie to my Timmy, the Sandy to my SpongeBob, the Wanda to my Cosmo. Saying your name tasted sweeter than the chocolate cake my mom made for my 7th birthday. I might have only been 8, but 9 times out of 10 you were an 11. It was 12 o'clock. The lunch bell rang and woke me from the daydream I was having about holding your hand while ignoring the consequences of cooties and smelling like perfume. We all got into a single file line and started walking to the lunchroom. I was hoping that at some point between the classroom and the lunch line, I'd think of something to make you mine, but nothing came to mind, and you walked right past me. You grabbed your juice box and your plate of pasta and found a spot with your posse, and I sat alone. And I sighed, convinced myself that I'd be single for the rest of my life, and I pulled the French fries my mom made for me that morning out my lunchbox. As I dipped my first fry in ketchup, I could see my crush out the corner of my eye. I turned my head and our corneas met for the first time. She whispered something in her best friend's ear and she started to walk over to me. My heart began to beat faster than Sonic the Hedgehog, and my palms started sweating so much that I could feel it on my knuckles. I was already thinking about what tales I would tell our grandchildren. Eventually, she made it over to me, and she sat next to me. She put her hand on mine, and in the most angelic voice I heard in my 8 years of life, she told me, "Do you want to be my boyfriend?" Juice! And her beauty left me speechless, so all I could do was nod. And she said, "Well, since you're my boyfriend now, I get to have some of your fries." And I got lost in her eyes, and all I could do was nod, and she took 1 fry. And then she took 2 fries. Then she took a handful of fries. And eventually my plate was empty. And then she stood up, she smiled. And in the most angelic voice I heard in my 8 years of life, she told me, "Thanks for the fries. I'm breaking up with you." It still hurts, bro. It still hurts. So I sat there. No fries and no girlfriend. 10 years later, I'm on Facebook and I get a message on some "Hey big head, what you doing, stranger" type stuff, right? I don't recognize her in the profile picture, but the name seems familiar. I click on her profile and it's her. At first, I don't know how to respond. I type a message, then I delete it. And finally, I say the only thing that seems fit. I hope those fries were worth it.